Hey there everybody, redxparasite here, and welcome back to Let's Play Metroid Prime Trilogy. So I'm back here on the title screen to do two things for you today. This is a little bonus video. The first thing I'm going to do is cover the 3 scans that I missed while playing Metroid Prime. So I'm going to put those in right here, so I'll see you on the other side.
Recording to logbook.
So now that we've gotten that out of the way, the second thing I'm going to be doing in this video is covering the unlockables that you can get now that we've beaten Metroid Prime. So if you've done everything you can in Metroid Prime, which includes getting all of the scans, getting all of the items, and beating all of the bosses, you should have 10 of these orange credits and 16 of these silver credits. The 4 credits along the top are all associated with Prime 3, and then the purple credits are obtained from Prime 2. So as long as you have these numbers of those 2 credits, you should be able to unlock everything that you can get related to Metroid Prime. You can see all the Prime 2 and most of the Prime 3 stuff is locked because I haven't played those games yet. There are 3 main galleries that you can unlock things from. There's the concept gallery, which has a whole bunch of concept art. The bonus gallery, which has probably some of the more interesting stuff in it, and then the soundtrack gallery, which of course has soundtrack, but it doesn't have everything. So we'll just tackle them in order, starting with the art galleries. So this is the World Gallery. You can, zoom in, press and hold A, and drag to pan around. So these were actually the hand-drawn maps that they used when they were developing the game. So unfortunately, you can only zoom in so far, so I can only, show you so much of these. Most of the rest of the things in this particular pack are just some really early art of some of the stuff in the game. And as I've said before, the resolution is not that great, so you can read that says escape pod area, but some of the smaller text you really can't see. So the designs of like the freight lifts and some of the other stuff. Elevator wall tracks. You can actually read these ones pretty well. Floor panels. Walls. This stuff is probably, incredibly interesting, but I did want to show it off since we went to the trouble of, getting all the scans and such. So apparently at one point there was going to be a monkey lair in the game. Never made it to the final cut, so there aren't any monkeys in Metroid Prime. But some interesting stuff here. It really is a shame that you can't read some of the smaller text as well, because it would help identify some of these things. Like this looks like some icy area stuff for Ventrana drifts. Looks like some more cave area stuff. This is probably the least interesting out of all of the concept galleries that you get, in my opinion. So I'll just try to make it brief. I do want to zoom in so at least you can see some better detailing on some of the stuff. But these are, really early sketches. Ideas for platforms. We're getting close to done. So now we're actually starting to get to some more complete ones, and this is just a sketch phase, but if I key over to the right here, then you can see we actually have colored sketches now. So these were some concept art for the impact crater. And let's see. Some more colored sketches. Now, some of the stuff that they didn't end up using in this game actually kind of made its way into Prime 3 in certain areas, so that's pretty cool. Got a boot. I think this is supposed to be the inside of Samus's ship. That's the hatch right there, and they really went into a lot of detail, and you never see the inside of it, in the game. But it's pretty cool. And then this is probably one of my favorite ones in this pack, if not my favorite. Just concept art of the Chozo Temple. That's the World Gallery, and we have 3 more to go. At the very least, the Biology Gallery, pretty much all of them are colored. So there's a Metroid, kind of different rendering, early Gel Zap concept art, Triclops, Lumagek, I forget what those are called, and it looks like an Ice Streak Bat. Parasites, just regular Shriek Bat. Now, I think there are some enemies here that didn't make it into the final game, like there's scarabs, zoomers, little crabs. War wasps. These are some of the security drones. This one looks more like an alternate design now. I don't think either of these are the final design that were used in the final game, but here we have Hunter Metroids, Puffer. Forget what these guys are called. I think this is an enemy that actually was not in the final game. Baby She-Goths, Magmors. I think this is supposed to be the Chosen Ghosts. Clearly designed for a space pirate. Here's the plasma trooper. I want to say this is also a cut enemy because I don't recognize the design from an in-game enemy. This is an early concept art for an elite pirate. And this is obviously the Phazon Elite, which is a little bit closer to what it actually ended up being in the game. I think here's some more concept art of the elite pirates. There's Parasite Queen. This is some stuff with Flagra. They actually have a number of pieces on Flagra in this gallery. Like this next one, also Flagra. And then some really early art of it. Meta Ridley. This one is actually surprisingly close to his in-game models. And then, so one of the things I really like about this gallery is they have all of the things that show up on the side of scans when you're scanning enemies. So it's the, I think that's for the Omega Pirate, actually. Maybe that one too. You know, Magmors, some of the Space Pirates, you know, Metroid Prime scans. And they have them, I think, for most of the scans, or at least most of the enemies, because this is the biology gallery. Oh, there you go. There's the Elite Pirate. Oh, no, they do have some of the research ones in here. Okay. So, you know, Power Bomb ammo, Boost Ball. I think that might be Half Pipe ones. Samus's ship. Some of the more enemies. And that is it for the biology gallery. So, a lot of images in that one, but a little bit more fun to look at. So, this is Samus Gallery. These are all about Samus. So, this is some early concept designs of the suit. It looks like they're trying to take, you know, a human body and try to fit the suit and make sure it looks appropriate. You know, like it actually fits around the body. So this is an early design of the suit that has something that looks like jet engines on the back of it. I'm kind of glad they didn't end up going with that one. This one, they just kind of took all of those images and put them together. But you know, here you have some concept art of the power suit, which looks pretty nice, and then just the various suit. So actually, if you look at these more closely, they're pretty close to what the final in-game models ended up being. Some early drawings of her gun, which, you know, actually did not change all that much from these two. The final game. Now, here's some missile designs. What's interesting is that they actually used this design here for the first Prime game, but they used one that looks more like this in the sequels. So I'll be sure to point that out once they get missiles in some of the future games. There's some sketches of Samus. Now, some of these poses actually, I think, appear in some of the promotional art that they use for some of the Prime games, you know, just in more complete forms. Like, I think there was a version of the Metroid Prime 2 cover that had Samus in this pose, but it was eventually changed for the one that they ended up using. Some more poses, and we have some, you know, in-game renders, although we could just fire up the game and look at them for that. Yeah, so here's Samus in, I think it was position A? Yeah, there you go. So that was some of the promotional art I was talking about for that. And we have the final of the art galleries. Here's the extra one. Now, you might be wondering, you know, why is there fusion suit designs in this game? This isn't Metroid Fusion. Well, since Metroid Prime and Metroid Fusion came out around the same time, there were actually connection bonuses in the original Metroid Prime, where if you connected the two games via a Game Boy Advance link cable, then you could get extra content in Metroid Prime. Now, there were two big things that you could get from doing this. The first of them was the ability to play the original NES Metroid, which in order to do that, you had to have a completed save file of Metroid Fusion, and then, connect the two games. And you can actually play in Metroid Prime, as the Fusion Suit. And in order to do that, you had to have a complete save file of Metroid Prime, and then, do the connection to Metroid Fusion. So those were the original ways of getting the connection bonuses. You might have seen it when I flicked through the different galleries earlier, but you can unlock the Fusion Suit in this game. They did not, however, keep the original Metroid game that you could play just as part of Metroid Prime. So we're finally out of the Fusion Suit ones, so I have something else to talk about. This is some early concept stuff for the boost ball. They actually have some diagrams on how you're supposed to use the half pipes in order to gain height, which is pretty cool. And then this page has some details on how the boost mechanic actually works in terms of levels of charge and how long you have to charge the boost ball in order to get certain amounts of speed out of them. So it's pretty cool. Fortunately, it's pretty hard to read, even on the screen that I have. But here we have some concept art of Metroid Prime. Some more Metroid Prime. There's Samus for scale, More Metroid Prime. This one's Metroid Prime's core. I think that was supposed to be early modeling for possibly the face, that's inside Metroid Prime. Here's some storyboards. So this looks like the final escape sequence after she's beaten Metroid Prime. This one should look a little more familiar. This is Metroid Prime after you've defeated it. Kind of losing focus, exploding, and then grabbing Samus's suit right here. And then here's a concept art of the 100% ending. So, in case you missed this at the end of the LP, here it is again in storyboard form. And there's Samus's face. Wait, Samus is a girl? I didn't know that. So, the only thing that we can unlock from this gallery, since most of the other stuff is Prime 3 related, is the Fusion Suit. So after we're done looking through this stuff, I'll boot up the game quickly and show it off. Here is the soundtrack gallery. So all the Metroid Prime 2 and Prime 3 tracks are locked, or mostly. So I'm going to save you the trouble of me going and unlocking all of these, because it's going to take a little while. So I'm going to unlock them all and be back. Alright, so that is all of the Metroid Prime tracks unlocked. So we can play some of them. It's the title theme. And they don't have all of the tracks here, which is unfortunate. They're missing the second Talon Overworld theme, which is actually the one that you hear the most, because you only hear this one, I think, the first time that you visit Talon Overworld. Got one of the Chosen Ruin themes, Flagra, the full theme in all its glory, Magmore Caverns. So they have some pretty good ones. However, they are missing some pretty good tracks, in my opinion. Which, okay, this one, some of these track names, by the way, most of them are pretty consistent, just Flagger's Theme, Magmore Caverns, Phendrana Drifts. I have seen different names for some of these tracks, like this track is actually called Phendrana Shoreline, and this one's called Phendrana's Edge, because people name them after the places where they actually play. So some of these names are a bit different than at least what I'm used to them being. Space Pirate Theme, Mega Pirate. I'm not going to go and play through all of the music because you've heard all of it already. Plus, I'm probably going to get a copyright flag on this video from Nintendo because I'm playing all this music. I mean, I'm trying to talk over it, so hopefully it doesn't come up, but you never know. So that's it for the music. Covered this, so let's actually turn on the Fusion Suit before we boot up the game. And luckily for you guys, I already have a file of this in progress because I was doing it to get some of the scans, the scans that I missed. So I already have a file in progress for you. Unfortunately, I can't turn off some of my suits, so I could show you the intermediate ones. The suits do follow the same coloration that they do in Fusion. Just the regular power suit is blue with yellow highlights. The various suit is yellow with pink highlights. And the gravity suit, as you can see, is purple with green highlights. So, actually, the save point is a good place to show it off. Not going to save here, but fortunately, this being, a first-person game, I can't show you more of it. Here's what the morph ball looks like. Boost ball. The spider ball doesn't show up, by the way. I do have it, but since they made the aesthetic change with the suit, they kept the morph ball the same, even when you have it. That's about it for the bonuses. So I can. Oh, you might be able to hear the cat. She's down here with me right now, but I can also show off something that I don't think I've actually done. Maybe I have on screen, but that is quitting the game from within the game, which it allows you to do. Of course, you can reset the game using the Wii menu, but there's no need to do that because the game will just quit out for you. So that is all that I have to show in this bonus video. I'll probably do another one after Metroid Prime 2, showing off all the things you can unlock from beating Metroid Prime 2. So the next thing that's going to be coming up is the beginning of the Metroid Prime 2 LP. So hope you stick around and watch that. So thank you very much for watching this episode of Let's Play Metroid Prime Trilogy. I've been redxparasite, signing out.